Hello students, in this video I am going to discuss with you deletion in doubly linked list. So in previous video we have seen how to insert a new element in doubly linked list and how to display a doubly linked list. Now we are going to discuss how to delete an element from a doubly linked list. So first of all, you see here, if start equals to null, then what you'll do, it is underflow condition, so deletion is not possible, it is underflow. Then here you can see, if you want to delete the first node, so very first node means position is equals to 1, user will give you position to delete. So if position is 1, then now you draw this diagram and mark this, you want to delete it. So what will happen, start will change. So position equals to 1 or first node is important to take as a separate case because start is amended in this case. So what I do, I copy the value of start in pointer pt. So I write pt equals to start. See here like this. And then I can move my start to start next. So I am moving start equals to start next. So this is the next statement after this. Now you see, actually we don't know how many nodes are there in doubly linked list. So if this is the case, start will not become null. But say if there was only a single node in doubly linked list and you are deleting the first node, means this is the only node and you are also deleting it. So end will also become null, start will also become null. So if you write start equals to start next, start will become null but end will not become null. So what we do, after doing this start equals to start next, if start becomes null, then we also set end equals to null and then free this pt because this memory is now deallocated. So free pt. Else means start is moved here. So this is I have marked here, and start is not null. It is on second node. So this is now the first node and this memory is freed. But before doing that, you also need to set null here because start previous is always null here. So start previous equals to null. This is the statement and then you can free pt. So what you do to delete the first node, you copy for start equals to start next. Now if start is not null, then this value start previous equals to null and then you can free pt. But if start has become null, then you also need to send end equals to null. Now here we come and see that what will happen if different positions are given by the user. So p will become null when we move p and pt, means that there is an invalid position. Say user gives some position pos. So value of pos, say there are 4 nodes and value of pos given is 10, then what will happen, p will become null. If value of pos is given is 5, then also p will become null. So there is no such node like 5 or 10. So when p becomes null, it is an invalid position. But when p reaches to the last node, and how you will come to know that p have reached to the last node, p will become equals to end. So p double equals end means comparing we are p and end are equal. So when we move according to the position p and pt and p is equals to end, it means this is case of last node. And if p becomes null, that means it is the invalid position. And if these two cases are not there, that means there is case of intermediate node. So I read out what I have written here. I hope you have understood it. That if p becomes null, when we move p and pt, p becomes null, it is invalid position. When p becomes and, p or and are equal, then it means that the last node case is there. Now you come here and see the statements using this diagram. So if P have reached to the last node, PT is the second last one, then what we will do, we will write these three statements. What statements? PT next equals to null. Why? Because I want null here, PT next, because this node I am going to remove. So this will become null. So PT next equals to null and equals to PT means when I remove this, my last node will become this. So I will write and equals to PT. So and will now point to this node which is holding value 40. And then I will free P. So this complete node will be removed and deallocated memory. So free P. So this is removed. So I hope you are getting how to write and how to generate these statements. So there is no point of mugging them up. You just draw a diagram, you mark your node to be deleted, then you see and think what pointer manipulations are required to remove that particular node. Now you see the case of intermediate node. That means suppose this third node is to be deleted. Then what will happen? I will move P and PT. P will be standing on this node to be deleted, third position. And just before it, PT will stop here on second node. So now this is PT, this is P, and I want to remove this. Then what pointer manipulation I need? Let us mark them. So using a black pen, I have marked what I want to do. So this in blue it shows what is already there, and this black shows what I want to do. So what I want that after removing this 60, the next part of this 80 node that is pointed by PT means pointer of this is PT. So PT next part, it should hold the address of this node. This node means fourth node that is 10, value holding 10. So I need address of this node. So what I do, I write a statement x equals to P next. X is again a pointer. So I write x equals to P next. So P next means value of P next. So P next is holding address of this node, fourth node. So now X is also holding the address of fourth node. So I take in this way address of this node. So X equals to P next. Now PT next equals to X. So this link is established. Means now 80 will directly point to 10. 60 is omitted. So PT next equals to X. That is the statement. Then I want that X previous is now 80, not the 60 because we are removing 60. So I write one another statement like X previous equals to PT. So X previous equals to PT like this. See, because these two links are now established, I can easily remove this by freeing it up. So I will write free P. So free P. I hope you are getting this point. You should practice it. You should draw diagram by yourself. Then you can think what we want to do and how that will be done. See, you can ask a question that if x equals to p next, then if p is null, this will be a runtime error. But in this case, our case, because we will write if p is null, we will write a case, special case, invalid position, and this is going to be an else portion. So we need not take that case here. So let us start writing a function. This will be a small function of say 20-25 lines. I'm taking three variables struct node pointer pt equals to null, p equals to null, x equals to null because I need them. Then position equals to 0 and I equals to 0. These two variables which I'll be using in this code. So if start equals to null, then I will write printf under flow. Means no need of taking some position and all because there is nothing stored in the linked list. Start is null. That means it is empty. So I write under flow condition. Else. So in else means there is no underflow. Then we need to do something. What to do? So just ask for the position. So enter the position, scanf %d ampersand POS. So that is position you are scanning. And if position is less than equals to 0, so this is a case where user is making some mistake and he's telling a negative position, and also you will say this is negative position or 0 position, that is invalid position. Now if user says position is 1, so that is case of beginning. So you are going to delete the first node. So when you are going to delete the first node, you will write pt equals to start as discussed, start equals to start next. After writing this statement, you will check if start has become null, you will also make and equals to null, or else you will write start previous equals to null, and then you will free pt. So when I discuss this here, I wrote free pt in both if and else. So there in code, I have taken them out of if else, because this is, in this case also we need to free pt, in this case also we need to free pt. So I have taken that outside. I hope you understand this. This is a simple C programming concept. Now, if position is not 1, that means position is something else. It means we need to set our p and pt. So we will use to this code for moving p and pt to the position. So this code is discussed many a times how to move. So I am leaving it up to you here. Movement of pt and p according to the position value. So code p and pt will be moved. Now if p becomes null, it is again invalid position. Like user have given 100 position, there are only 5 nodes in the doubly linked list. How to delete 100 position? So that p becomes null means invalid position. Else if p is end means the last node case. So that code we will write here if the last node is there. And if it is not the last node and intermediate node, then else. So this we have discussed how to x equals to p next and pt next equals to x, x previous equals to pt, free pt. So if we have a good plan, then we can manage to write a function without even looking to the books and to my notes and like my video. Once you develop a capacity of planning by your own, so see, when this is not last node, how to do. So these are the statement, that statements are copied there. When this is last node, how to do. So these statements, so I have taken these statement in the program in various if else portions. Now many a time you, many students come contact me on WhatsApp and say, sir, I am trying this program but having some problem, some syntax error and all. So please take care which else is to be closed where. So I have marked something. So else 1, 2, 3 somewhere I have marked. So this is else 1. This is not closed yet. This is else 2. This is not closed yet. This is else 3. Now this else 3 is closed, 2 is closed, else 1 is closed. And then function is closed. So you do it properly, there will be no problem. And if there is some trivial error made by me, like putting a semicolon and all, then I hope that you don't depend on me to put a semicolon. You can keep put a semicolon by yourself when the compiler complains you about a semicolon and a double quote missing. So this is all about how to delete from a doubly linked list. What I want from you all people is that you should be able to write statements according to need by yourself, and for that you need to draw a diagram, then you see, watch what you want to do and how that will be done. So I am giving this assignment. Don't think that you need to submit somewhere. I will be asking you to submit it on my classroom and all. This is just for you to practice. So what I'm telling in this assignment is that there are few assumptions, like start is the first node pointer and end is the last node pointer for a doubly linked list, and ptr is pointer to a new node if required. So in insertion it will be required, in deletion it will not be required. And I have also given one more assumption, that you assume that there are 10 nodes in the doubly linked list, so that you will not bother if there is only one node what to do, if there is only say a linked list is empty, then what to do? So this assumption makes you free from all other botheration tension. You just write statement for these actions considering these assumptions. So there will be 453 statements, not much. So in this assignment, you will be writing small code for things like, let me open that assignment page again because it is not there. So this is doubly linked list. Now you come here and see this assignment. So insert at beginning. So you will write only 4 5 lines, 3 4 lines, whatever required for inserting in beginning, then inserting at last. And remember there is an end pointer also, so you don't move p, pt, etc. So delete the first node, delete the last node, insert new node at second position, that is just after the first one. Delete the second node, insert at second last node, as second last node. So your new node is inserted just before the last, and delete the second last node. So in this way you do these different things and write statements for them. Wherever required, you can assume that pt or p is some pointer, so you can assign some value p equals to start to it, or pt equals to start, or p equals to end, and you can use like that. So I want you all to write statements, discuss among yourself, do a peer learning. You will discuss the things among yourself, will share to each other, am I right, am I right, or you will check by yourself. When you are satisfied, you can ask me also, sir, am I right? So I'll be answering you if you are right. But this is nothing to bother about, that this is a assignment you need to complete in some specific time period. Thank you very much. I stop here.